Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. It's gonna be a pretty crazy one, I think. Because top 8 will be absolutely crazy. There is some really crazy fast people in there. We have 13 minutes to go. I'm cooling myself with a bit of something from the fridge, but it's already heated up, so no use anymore. The heat of the summer just persists. Right, so let's do a quali run. I have not done it yet. Oh, that's loud. One moment. Settings, sound back to 50% ish. Now it should be good. 54% headset. Okay. Alright. So, hi to everybody in the chat. Yeah, juicy signups indeed. And yeah, big news today, right? With LMVS, but like, you know, when you got news about something that's an MG going into the wall at Radilon. When you have news from Traction GG, who are very fast usually at getting their info, you know that there is something going on, but it would still feel better if the announcement actually came already from MSG or from Studio 397, right? Feels a bit speculative, but at the same time it's been mentioned. Well, it's been in that what was it called, earnings report or something, like it's some legal documents, like it's been sent over to the public that they are starting to work on it more actively. So good news about the Le Mans Virtual Series in the upcoming months. Before that happens, well, we need hypercars on good tires. So could take a while. Let's see. Maybe qualifier is LMP2 or GT3, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Pierre, actually about wet towel, like I was cooking myself and I thought of the F1 drivers on the grid before the race with wet towels, and then I pulled this thing out of the fridge. But anyway, my fan is on. It's on high, not on max yet, but if I put it on max, it's gonna be loud. But nothing that I haven't driven through yet. It's been, I guess, around 30 outside, but again, my only source of air is through the window to the southern side, which is absolutely melted in the afternoons. So hot air is going up from the parking and straight into my sim room. So 10 minutes to quali. No, actually 10 minutes till we join the official server, and then there will be, I think, 5 minutes of practice and 10 minutes quali. But I've not done a quali run yet, and it supposedly takes 3, 4, 5 laps for tires to be happy with the temperature. Till then you got this interesting Orange and Radilon combinations. Hi Kamal, yes indeed. Well, last time I drove here with GT3s it was with the Lexus and you were on pole, right? Then the sunset happened and we both lost way too much pace because of Lexus tire treatment. Should be hot today. Well, not hot, but yeah, it's 22.3, but it shouldn't go down to like 10, 15. Hopefully it stays 25 for the race. I did some improvements on the setup from the last time, so I hope I will not get left in the dust by Porsches and Lambos. That's a black Valkyrie. I mean, all the cars registered with custom liveries are black in the practice server, of course. Still looks interesting. It looks like it's gonna be... So there is Daniele Primavera in, I think, in the Porsche, which should be really, really good, at least for Quali and the race start. And we have Huben and Leiden in Lexus. And I hope I can somehow outperform them both, but I don't know if that's realistic. Let's see. And then there is a couple of fast guys with the Lambo. Setup guides for GT3? I don't think so. The problem is that I mean, my idea or my thoughts are that most or like all setup shops are still struggling to fully understand the cars. I mean, it's taken me 2 seasons of Le Mans Virtual Series, during which we got a victory and multiple podiums, and it took me 2 years, and I still haven't fully learned that LMP2 setup. Like, for the final Le Mans Virtual 24 hours, I messed up something on the rear of the car, and I figured it out when I loaded the adjusted setup after the race, and instantly gained a tenth or two. But you know, in a month or month and a half, it's difficult to fully learn like such a radical change on the tire and figure out how, like, what kind of setups would work. And then at the same time, it kind of feels like GT Pro Season 2. Some of you guys might remember RF2 GT Pro, and most of the field had with the Callaway Corvette, and it was the most unreactive car to setup changes. The pace was just the same whatever you did. I mean, of course there were changes that worked, but it was very... it didn't mind clicks. To be honest, this feels the same. I don't know. Whatever I do, I go kind of same quick. Supposedly, the pace here for Quali is low 18, or maybe mid 18 on colder temperatures. And I just have enough time for 2 more attempts here, so that's nice. But you see, the tires are still like 70, 67, like that's not hot enough. Well, 1TC, I guess you got the answer when I did the exit of Rivage sideways. And I have 547 I think now, and I got sideways. be honest, I just prefer a clean race and survival today. Wouldn't like to... Oh, that was Huben with 18.6. I wouldn't like to have too many slides and snaps and deaths today. So one more lap of fuel, one more lap of time. Somehow my setup feels quite good in sector 2 for like fast. But maybe I lack a bit of top speed, even though I'm on minimum wing. That curb is quite unstable, but I figured out if I don't take that curb, then the elevation change mid-apex kills me. Way too cautious. And that's a track cut. RIP. Okay, I think pace is potentially there. I have 4.5 if I've absolutely nailed it. Thing is that I think Huben has done the like setup shop thing and has a Hotlap. So he's done quite some practice for Quali. Half a minute. Well, is 263 low? I don't know. 267 on Ford. Yeah, I mean, Lexus is not the strongest in the straight line. But well, yeah, wing is lowest, but maybe there is some rake creating additional drag. .263 for Lambo. Yeah, I saw some cars actually hitting the same top speed, so I'm not too worried. But I did notice that somehow I was driving behind an Aston, and Aston was kind of pulling away from me at hairpin exits. More than the concertina effect would suggest. But the top speed was then the same, so maybe Lexus just takes longer time to reach the top speed. Yeah, of course, the wing levels are part of BOP, right? Okay. So 5.1 laps. So we have 8 tires. And it's Quali and 100-minute race. And 100 minutes is basically 2 full stints with a little bit of fuel saving. So I cannot do crazy things in Quali. Need to be careful with the tire. It's open setup, kid. I mean, 4 minutes to go, there is no point in even doing practice. Oh, Alex Siebel in the server as well. No point to practice much. because in 4 minutes or 2 laps the tires will be still way too cold to get any proper feeling for quali. But some Eau Rouge with cold tire needs to be practiced, as it's an easy death if you just overdo it marginally. I think my camera is a bit too dark. Yeah, maybe it's slightly darker than what I see. Come on, where is the mouse? Slightly better. I mean, camera, it depends if you drive towards the sun or away from it. Yeah, about the third gear in corners, like what do you mean? Do you go to, do you stay in fourth, or do you mean downshift to second, right? Because of understeer. Well, if I try to downshift to second, I mean, I'm already losing the rear in third sometimes. Or then I kind of understeer in some occasion, and then I downshift to second and the rear snaps on me. Or I get momentary good rotation that results in an even greater understeer. So then I'm like, well, third feels good. But I've been using generally higher gears compared to most others since ever. Yeah, on hot tires I would even clip the apex curb now. Feels even more stable on a full tank. Tires are still way too cold for me to say anything like that, to be honest. We had a little bit of discussion in my Discord before about what affects the tire grip. Like, is it just the tire temps, or air temp, or track temp? And, well, obviously I don't really know the answer, but I believe that obviously the main thing is the tire temp, but I think I've read and heard that track temp affects it quite a lot as well. Not just a little bit, but quite a lot. My Discord should be in the description of the stream. And Michelle, about lap times, I think mid-18 for Quali. Tires are new, let's go. Yeah, the exchange from the brakes, if we get that, it's gonna be a lot easier indeed. At the same time, it always feels a bit overpowered in ACC. Okay, let's not bin it instantly. But yeah, I think even iRacing with all its funding couldn't yet develop it, so LMU maybe will take even longer, although it should just be a couple of lines of code to make it kind of work, to make most of people happy. Then I know that some lines of code can absolutely wreck the whole code, or like the whole system, the whole script. But I mean, obviously air temp affects things too, right? Because the tires are at the start very much affected by the air temp. And then the air temp affects track temp a little bit, less than the position of the sun, but still. And then track temp, of course, affects tire temp. It's all interconnected. And supposedly, if I remember from the Real Road 2.0 for RF2, that has been then translated to Le Mans Ultimate, I believe it was said that even cars driving across the road not just put on the rubber, but also increase the temperature of each kind of pixel of the road. I don't know if that's the case still. It would be so great to have some proper documentation how everything works, and what's implemented and what isn't. Yeah, Martin, not at the moment. And if I do the hypercar tricks now with the tire hitting, I would completely wreck the tire, because it wears more when it's cold. Anyway, I will have 3 more laps. I guess the next one I will try to do full push, but yeah, the temps are still too low. But if I don't go for full push now, I will never get the temperatures. I don't dare making it flat out yet. I'm so scared of this Pujon entry. Crashed way too many times in practice. No purple sectors yet. And hopefully no 18s yet in the list, but yeah, let's see. $18.2 already. 18. Oh, rip. Okay. Well, I don't know about Lexus and 18.1 in Quali. Yeah, I wonder what they do on Outlaps, because there is like there is no way I can do that lap time in third timed lap, or well, second timed lap actually. They can now box and save the tire while I have to keep going. $18.8. I just need a tenth and a bit and I can be P4. I messed up that Stavelo exit. Let's not mess up the bus stop. The famous last words. That was not so nice, but alright. Gonna take 18.5, that was my target anyway. Whew. The first of the Lexi, right? I'm happily taking that. I had a... Wait, what was the delta into bus stop? I kind of recovered it on the exit, right? Oof. I lost a 10th by not downshifting into second gear at Stavelo, but if I downshifted, I would probably snap the rear and just went straight off, so... recovered on a... yeah, like I watched that it went down to 2 and then just climbed back to 3. Well, new tires. Full tank. A bit more TC. Wait, actually, let me just double check the setup. Right. Lambo, Aston, Lambo. Is that Aston a bit OP, like just a bit? From 44 to 36, yeah, it went down, but it always feels bad when you feel the understeer and then just know that all the way to the bus stop you will see the delta just slowly but surely ticking down. But it wasn't too bad. Okay, so tank is full, tires are on the car. Let's go. The millimoles are too high, but they will drop because the insulin has been applied. And then what to do with the tires, actually? Now we have used medium, right? But we have 21 or 22 laps to decide. What is that livery ahead of me? Yeah, like long race, but it's gonna just be 2 stints. 1 pit stop. So not that long. Are you allowed to work in the US? Yes, no. Have you ever worked for this employer? What is that? Oh. That was the Aston. Rammed me into the rear. RIP. How's the car? More death behind. defended. Steering is straight. I hope my rear toe is straight. It's fine. Ay ay ay. Feels bad for the Aston from P2. I think it was just avoiding action for him. 31. So what to expect now? Lambos will be quick. What is the ambient lighting doing? It's bright. It's going brighter and brighter. The bug is still here with the exposure. That's very, very bright. The rear is doing something weird, I don't know, maybe it's just in my head. Oh. Huben has Lind sent it on him? Crashed him out, or was it just a Lexus moment? Poor Nicholas. Dynamic shaders. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do it. I have not cleared any cache or cache or whatever that word is pronounced for forever. Just a Lexus moment. Ay ay ay. It's such a nice car. Like, you can be on throttle so early in the corner, and I really like that. But sometimes it has a moment where you just cannot understand. It just goes. Still better than understeer on the exit. You get performance by clearing the caches. Sounds lovely. Yeah, I'm having slight FPS drops, like just a couple. From 138 to 131, let's say. 115 now. Okay. I'll head off after the stream and straight out delete them. But I've been clearing the cache since F1 Challenge 9902 game, when the mods required you to do that every day almost, if you installed something. I need a bit more pace. purple sector too, despite the snap. Yeah, seems like the downforce is on my side today. And these little snaps, like you can feel the rotation, and you can interpret it as a perfect rotation for RF2 terms. But then you just have to realize that it's not RF2 anymore, and that if you don't instantly back out and catch it, you will be turned around. I suffer in low speed. Confidence lift. Did they put some brake through Rouge? I think I saw something on the trace. Just subconsciously smashed the brake by 5%. Not great. Alright, cat. Prince, it feels to me as the Lexus is a rare car that actually has the front axle of a GT car. Meanwhile, the Lambo kind of feels more, and other rear engine cars kind of feel like touring cars on the exits. How's the fuel saving going? I need to save a little bit extra. Space is good. Primavera got dive bombed or what? Gaining on cars behind, fantastic. See you, kid. If you're still here to hear the message. Anyway, the Lambos have heated up the tires some laps ago, and Lexus is kind of getting happy now, touching 80 Celsius, which is great news. Hypercar time soon. Well, give me the tires, I will drive. Ah, you mean, you see, yeah, you see how much I think of the new tire model. That was my first thought, but probably you mean that hypercars are coming from behind, right? I dream of the new tire model on the hypercar every night. So don't blame me. No tires there. Unlucky. Ah, low turning. You have no tires here. I mean, I'm happy that I have the front tires on the Lexus. That's for certain. The car has a front axle, and that's great. I can rely on it. But guys, whatever happens from now on, like, I'm in P3, I'm first of the Lexi, if I may continue to use that way of the plural of it, Lexus. And I'm really happy with that. I kind of keep fearing that I'm a bit washed in GT3s. But this is going better than expected for now. Lexusi. Well, in Slovenian we would say Lexusi. En Lexus, dva Lexusa, trije Lexusi. 4 Lexusi, 5 Lexusov. We actually have... Yeah, that's way more complicated than in English. Just singular and plural versus different word for singular, different for 2 or... Yeah, different for 2, different for 3 and 4, and then different from 5 onwards. Enjoy the apex. And yeah, different from gender, for gender as well, of course. I saw it coming. Had to lift out of it. That's quite a frame drop, down below 100. messed up. Ugh! Messed up the entry after watching the Lambo get dived into a rouge. That wasn't the greatest run of traffic. P1 has been lucky. No incidents though. That Lexus is not happy. No, Lexus, Lambo. Lambo ahead of me, I mean. Yeah, it's still a 499 fest. You know, the BOP was supposed to go to the Ferrari, but somebody misclicked and put 15 kilos on the Peugeot. It's funny how the Ferrari people keep saying that the car is not really OP, but every session is a Ferrari fest almost. I think here it was like top 10 were Ferraris and 1 Toyota. Is P5 Aston the guy who got crashed, or like who half spun in turn 1? He's got some pace for sure. Or was it a different? I think there were 2 Astons. There are still 2 Astons in top 8. Oh. Well, that's not typical for LMU netcode. The Genesis I saw looks nice. I didn't see the frog reference, but maybe I have to check it again. So the Aston has cleared Lind and he's coming for us. Interesting. Oh! Well, you guys know what happens if two cars spawn inside each other and don't don't go outside of each other, right? We have tested that thoroughly at that fateful Interlagos race. Luckily he lifted a bit. Oof. Well, guys, this is programming progress. Back in the days, car would lag, spawn inside you, and you would both fly to the stratosphere. Nowadays, you spawn inside each other and have a couple of seconds to go each his own way. But yeah, I'm gonna take the freebie, although it was more stressful than what I wanted. Ooh, the Aston. What is going on? Got murdered. Oh. Did they like stay inside each other or what? I mean, R-Factor 2 has always been a bit funny with the laggy cars. Sometimes you could have like a major crazy lag and it would still keep you in. Sometimes all was fine, but you just lost connection. Van Kenobi, thank you for the sub. Yeah, I mean, Dan, you can answer that the best about the lagging. P1 saving quite a bit of fuel. P1 is doing the 22 lap stint now. Interesting. So basically the race is pretty sure 43 laps. And then you have one 21 lap stint and one 22 lap stint. Precautionary lift before the rear snapped. So you can do the fast rolling out lap plus 21 and then 10:22. That should be the fastest in theory. But I guess Osterman is feeling pretty great today. So he can just lift a lot more, which is a bit scary. Serban, are we winning? You tell me. Seeing how good the pace of Osterman is for now, while he's doing extra lap, I don't really know. But the Lambo, of course, wears the tires more than the Lexus. Problem is that the temperatures are rather low, so nobody really has crazy wear anyway. But again, I'm super delighted to be in P2 here, and the first of the legs. So for me, I'm winning. Overall, I'm P2. He's on his Q tires, copy. Well then. I mean, he only did 3 laps in Quali, so... Now it's 8 laps to go, right? And question is, tire change or no tire change? Though we changed tires at Imola, and Imola has lower wear, or yeah, lower wear, lower deck than here. Donuts. I mean, let me have the whole inlap and then I can do donuts. For some reason, yeah, like it's weird that it just throws you out of the cooldown lap. I still get surprised by it every time. That's Papa Michi, and that's a Ferrari that wants the apex. glitch in P2. Nice. Or maybe he's a lap down. So Virgil, it's only 2 stints. Issue is I only have 4 used tires from Quali. And another issue is that if I take new front tires, I don't think I can survive 2 laps. I mean, it's gonna be heavy understeer for 3 corners, but when the tires reach some operating temperature, they will just grip way too much. I think only Ford gets away with it, potentially. Is it that tight for hypercars between 1 and 2 stops? 50 minutes should be kind of doable for all classes, with some fuel saving. That's really interesting, Virgil. Automatic 5 AM alarm clock in the brain. I mean, that's useful to some extent. Well, I have automatic kind of 8 hours and a half clock in my head. If I go to sleep at 3, I'm just gonna sleep until I sleep 8 and a bit. If you let me sleep, of course. How is baby Erne? The baby, well, the baby is not baby anymore. He's doing laps around Spa today and he's been commentating. About the ambulances, the fire trucks, the cranes. But obviously it's a bit difficult to do a Hotlap if you have a toddler shouting into your ear. To be honest, I've not even had a proper thought of how life will be in a couple of years, and well, the only thought I had was if he's gonna be a sim racer, it's gonna be a nice team. And I'm trying my best to get the sim racing world and the selection of sims on the market to be good for him when he grows up. How old? Who? Me or the toddler? So, I mean, I can share, no worries, I can share because it's a public information anyway, since my Instagram profile is public. Since I posted about it when he came out into the light of the sun, basically 2.5 years ago. Pretty new indeed. He's already been through two teams, right? Through Burst Esport, and now he's part of a Rafa racing club. Low mileage, nice. About sleep just got better like a year ago. Sleep was great for some months, then there was no sleep for a year. Now he's sleeping too much. So we are joking that all the hours of sleep that he missed when he was a baby, he's getting them back now. Well, I mean, in my head, I never had any other idea of the life except just having family, having kids, so I'm pretty glad that it went smooth and undramatically. So, if I may pause the philosophy of how to be happy in life, let's try to figure out what to do at the pit stop, because I am not fully sure what to do at the pit stop. I'm glad I'm catching Osterman. I think he has saved his fuel. Dan says no tires. So at Imola, I changed tires, I lost 2 positions, and I got them both back, but one of them was a freebie, and the other one was a freebie as well. And while Spa is generally higher deck than Imola, it has less corners. And then I'm in the Lexus. And Lexus is nice on the tires. Yeah, it's 12 seconds for tires and then probably 3-4 seconds for worse pace. So it's gonna be 16 seconds to gain in 21-22 laps. Which is realistic, and overtaking is easy. But if people that are 10-12 behind don't go for the tire change, then I am ruined. There will be no underfuel. It's gonna be full tank and a bit of fuel saving to get to the end. And yeah, Lambo will change, right? Like Mr. Hani said before that Osterman is on Quali tires even. So he will surely take all new ones, and yeah, the Lambo is now struggling a bit. I'm catching him quite a bit. But pace is indeed not bad. At Imola, I don't think... I mean, it went quite fast at the end, but never that fast. Although I did do the fastest lap in the end of the second stint on, well, on the Quali tires. Thinking if the engineers of other drivers are listening to me now, what kind of mind game can I play? Tire wear is marginally higher than at Imola. And I think the temperatures are marginally higher as well. Now the issue is that when Osterman catches me, if he's behind on fresher tires, he will easily overtake because he will have one lap less to do. He will also have... well, He will have undercut, but then he will be on cold tires. "43 laps in total. So I will have to do 1 lap more than in the first stint. Of course. Here goes my gap. What about only 2 tires? Or maybe I should just rather change all 4? Yeah, I think it would be too risky with all 4, with all the cars around 12 seconds behind. And then the right side tires never really spike up in the temperatures that much, except Buhon. Yeah, it was quite a stint. I'm happy that the pace is there. But this will be now very interesting. I could get absolutely destroyed by the people on new tires. So, left side is cold and fresh, right side is decently hot and old. Yeah. So how is the grip? I'm scared. Okay. It was worse than expected, but more stable than expected. False news about stability. But getting there. Oof. This is the trickiest mixed tire outlap I ever had in LMU. But I think we survived through the worst. Okay. there is a chance that I think Alexus overcuts us. If he does a double on the tire. So, Osterman mimics what I'm doing here. Wait, no, does he have all? I don't quite understand. Alright. I think he has all 4 new, right? Because I lost some 3-4 seconds on the outlap. He had a bit of a gap after my inlap. Now time to pull a 10-second gap, but gonna be hard. I think everybody behind changed all 4. Is that bad news for me? Yeah, defend like a lion. We will have to do that. While fuel saving. Now we know how to do it, right? So 4.5 fuel target. Not too easy, not too difficult. Make fuel saving great again. Yes, indeed. But I think Osterman will write about this lap, start gaining on me again. Well, the balance is nice. 21-0. So he's been 3/10 quicker and he's just gonna be more and more quicker each lap. Already gained 8/10. Yeah, I mean, obviously we all knew it's gonna be very difficult. And now he can do low to mid 19s. And I'll be doing mid-20s. $19.4. Well, that's scary. Like when he comes for me in 3 corners time, if I battle him, then there is Shill only 12 behind. Didn't really gain anything now. 1/10. And then gains half a second in the bus stop. So yeah, he has more fuel and he has fresher tires. Now Shield with 19.5. Oof. Well, they will drop off a bit, and I'll just go faster and faster. I have to defend rationally, like a rational lion. Well, I have to. I had to do it. Like, we would have lost 2 seconds there side by side, and then he would emerge ahead anyway. Yeah, I mean, I thought that maybe I would have a bit more chance, like it would take a bit longer for him to re-catch me. But these new tires are really OP, looks like. And then at the same time, fuel saving, you know. Shield doesn't have... I mean, he has the same fuel as I, so 1 lap less than Osterman. So I'm not that worried. But still, by his tires he can quite quickly catch me. Tortellini, very warm welcome. Thank you for the sub. And I can for sure give some warm welcomes here because this room is basically sauna. Oof. What are these flags? Like, it's kind of white, grey flag with a tint of blue. I mean, it's supposedly a blue flag, right? But it doesn't look like a blue flag. No aircon here. Aircon is on the other side of the wall. Actually, of 2 walls and 2 doors. And if I make this room nicely chilled, then the living room will be absolute fridge. And of course the toddler will turn off my PC mid-race, so that's a no-no. But I withstand hot much better than cold, so all good. If Shill catches me, I really hope he has fixed his internet. I don't want to battle against a laggy car again. But tire lesson learned regardless. Very hard to get conditions where single stinting is slower than double stinting. Apart from Le Mans, I suppose. Toddler assault. Indeed. I mean, F1 cockpit temp and like general race car cockpit temp is of course very high, but at the same time they get as much air as they want. They keep complaining live here on stream that I only have one window and no good air comes through it, and the air that comes through it is hot as well. We'll just need much better ventilation. At least the, what's it called, the toilet ventilator pulls the air through my room underneath the door. There's at least some sure air that I get. $40.90. If I had $40.90, wait, how much is $40.90? 3080 here is 340 watt, and it's most of the time using 300 plus. And I'm already having my heater turned off for the whole winter anyway. It gets a bit cold if I don't sim race for 2 days. Otherwise it's perfect. You really have to drive this car like... Sometimes, I mean, with most cars on the brakes, into Fania, the right-left before, you brake turn in and then just wait till the left apex comes, But with this car you just have to keep managing the rear slip until exit, like all the time. It has great rotation, great balance, but you just have to drive it. No coasting, no waiting, just all the time carefully balancing it. Ah, Huben, indeed. So he didn't really crash, or at least not that much. Do I have any? I don't even have damage. Ah, the replace brakes because of tiny pad goes yes no again. I believe it's just visual. I've done so many pit stops with this and I never got brake replacement. Although if I wanted a brake replacement, I don't know what would happen. Ay. 7.5 to be free. But yeah, no damage here. And it felt like quite a big bump into the rear with turn 1. Speaking of gym, this Lexus feels like, what's it called, rope walking or something like that. So walking on the rope high above the ground, but with like 50 kilos of weight. Well, maybe not 50, but like substantial weight. No plugins, no problem. Well done, fix the UI. And then I can finally remove the plugins. But as it stands, I cannot stand the UI. I mean, it's not bad, but I would like to move it around and customize it. Like the speedo is well designed, but if I cannot move it or rescale it or adjust it, then I just cannot put it anywhere. Or well, I mean, I could put it onto this narrow positioning, but it just blocks the view in stream. Only 2 guys in the shed. Yeah. One day it's gonna be good, right? Until then, we use plugins and worry for our lives. Driving the Lexus is great. As I say that, I'm too scared to even turn in for the apex. But again, it's a rare car which feels like there is a front axle with tires that cooperate on the exits. Like it doesn't have that weird chronic understeer, and I really love it for that. Like, if you guys saw what iRacing is gonna get when it comes to UI, that thing will be so brilliant. I don't fully know it, but like, I don't know if they bought Race Lab apps or Race Labs app, but it looks like that. It's just, if I understood it correctly, it will be fully adjustable, fully customizable, everything will be wherever you want it, and it's gonna look beautiful. And I wish there was something like that for LMU. Almost said for RF2. Yeah, fuel, I mean, fuel is fine. The overlay is kind of... oh, keep forgetting about hypercars there. Fuel in the overlay is kind of being recalculated lap by lap, so it's not that much of an average. It's maybe average from last 3 laps or 2 laps. I'm not sure how Tiny Pedal does it, but it should be fine. That apex is so funny. Doesn't really matter if you miss it too much. Even with GT3s. Just ride the camber, even if you miss the apex by a meter, and it's gonna be all good. iRacing loves jawboning. I mean, reading the updates about the tire model advancements, it looked really good. But then the tire model came and it was an improvement, but yeah, like, I don't know. It's difficult to comment on iRacing for me because the FFB is just so much different that I have zero clue what's going on, so... Anyway. I half joked in my Discord earlier that when LMVS comes, when it's finally fully announced, I can finally uninstall iRacing and never worry about it again. Hi Joe! Well done! What can I say? I had known LMVS long time ago in the previous life. Kind of forget how LMVS looks. Yeah, that was worse delta than previous lap, or just about matching. And last lap I fully missed the apex. You guys are making me remember all the great times from the past. But I have to be concentrating on the gap to be free. But I really hope it's gonna have production like on the levels from the past, because it was for sure like, it was the best sim racing series ever. Arguably you have Codemasters F1 with much higher viewership. But that game is just, I don't know. They call it F1 sim racing, but it's not really a sim, right? I still remember being said that they don't. What was the? I think they said that for them sim is not necessarily how realistic the tires are, but it's more about how many aspects of an F1 racing weekend they can simulate. Like they packaged it in some clever way to make it feel like that Codemasters F1 is actually a sim, but yeah, arguably LMVS, at least the 24 of Le Mans, all 3 times. If you can forget about the red flags and the disconnects, it was probably the only actual really great broadcast that was actually worth it business-wise, I think. I don't really know how iRacing does things and how it's never. It has huge viewership, right? And it can be on a high level of production and so on, but not sure if iRacing ever did that something that was on LMVS level of production. Hyper, be careful with the double X in traction. They will come for you. I've not been overtaken around the outside there for a long time. Leaned with the drive-through. What did he do? Cuts? It's one traction, yes. But so many people write it with 2 X's, and it's a bit of a maybe a running joke inside of the team. Well, not of the. I mean, I'm not necessarily part of Traction, but we are working alongside, so. I will show it on the livery, right? I mean, I will not do it now on this straight, but after the race, I have a logo somewhere. Like, I think there is the Traction logo, but it's not well visible, right? Triple X. It was never... It was always a single X. Four seconds, 5 laps. No, but it was the better strategy probably. Because people behind could just do it without tire change, and I could get absolutely stuck in some train. And it was clever to avoid it. But, well, obviously nobody changed, or nobody did, well, double negations. Everybody changed. Apart from me, I only changed 2, so... In hindsight, I've learned, but it was still alright of a strat. Now let's just hold that P2. And yeah, Dan was indeed Traction. And Dan recorded me and my burst teammates walking down some Munich street in a legendary fashion. I believe, if I still have the memory. That happened when we went to the Rennsport, the first Rennsport Munich meeting. Summit, yes, Rennsport Summit. .2. Fuel is marginal, but should be fine. Targa Florio. That was the top production, right? And about the disco, oh yeah, they had a disco there. There were like, what, 10 sim rigs, 12 sim rigs in a circle? And then there was a kind of disco night besides it, with a DJ. and a barbecue outside. And 2/3 of people were doing the barbecue, 1/3 was on the seams or around them. And nobody was even trying to listen to what DJ was doing. But it was so loud that it was terrible for the ears. Don't want no music, we just wanted to sim race. Could have brought a couple of more sim rigs instead of the DJ. But the food was really good there. Well sorted. Over 3 years now. Well, it's gonna be 3 laps. She'll will have... he will maybe catch me last lap into bus stop. Let's see. .5. I'm glad I lifted for Osterman before now. Every 10th will count. Well, Dalibor, it's not about... Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a bit different judgment when it comes to catching and passing. When the catch happens on the last lap into the last corner, suddenly the risk of a dive bomb is pretty substantial. 1.8. He gained like 7/10. I think, yeah, he's just, as you say, 1 lap too short. But let's see what traffic does. Michi in P3. Going for a nice podium. front right is not front righting anymore. .4. It's gonna be 1.0 over the line. He's slightly more marginal on fuel. I can use... I can go for push now. Kuben. Who killed him? I don't have time for that traffic. Still 1 second, okay. No dive bomb from 1.3 seconds, I hope. Wait, there is no extra lap, right? It was last lap to go, right? Yeah. Got scared for a moment. But anyway, crossing the line in P2. Yes. Nice, 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 nice. First of the Lexi, and despite non-optimal strat, I could defend the P2. Where is it? Donuts, well, donuts on banked surface or like downhill is a bit more difficult, but here you go. Very, very nice. Well, thank you, chat, for the GGs. Let's quickly check what happened at the start. Scene. Work, please, thank you. This replay is still so buggy, like it just freezes around. You move it and it kind of works and kind of doesn't at the same time. So, traction. You wanna see the traction logo? Actually, it's just the X. Is there a full traction logo? There you have it. Come on. It has one X. Right. Poor Aston on the left. There was nothing he could really have done. Like, yeah, he thought he's gonna get stuck behind the Valkyrie, Just had to go around the outside. Yeah, like, I don't know. That's never on me, right? Like, I was through, he just rammed into my rear. Potentially costed me a side-by-side and maybe P2 on Kemel Straight. Not that it would change much anyway. Huben lap 41. I'm gonna check. Did anything happen after this to me? Ah, it was the defense against Huben? Bonk. Did he try to give me the illegal overtake? That's... I mean, I was just about on the white line. And that's so... Maybe 1 millimeter and he would have gave me illegal overtake return position. Which is a fair move. Considering the way that cuts are implemented. Copy, Daniele. Yeah, this was on the border. Luckily I was just enough inside the track limits. Right, that was it, and then a bit later I was gonna quickly run through. Is that a cut? 6th gear. I was always in 5th. Maybe 6th is better? Certainly it made him be around... he had to lift, of course, and then throw the car around, and Lexus says, It's so interesting the way that this behaves, because like you turn in, lift, and like that lift. What do you call it even? When you are on the brake, it kind of is nicely pitched and stabilized by ABS, but when you stop braking, it kind of gets a bit of rear kick, and you could use that on RF2 tire. But here, if you don't expect it to happen, it just swaps you around, and it's impossible to catch it. No, yeah, that asphalt has saved him from maybe a bit of suspension damage. That was a great recovery then from him. Until... what happened to him? Ah. Yeah, like, I don't know. Some hypercars see a gap there. You remember if Marco, I don't really remember who exactly it was, but I remember being in this situation once, and I just went straight and braked because it would be a crash for sure. Maybe there was slightly more overlap though. Ah, poor Huben. After such a race, crashing off like that. Unlucky. Let's see... Wait, Primavera. Yeah, I cannot really see the laps, so... Wait, what? Huh? Okay, that's one for maybe more skilled race directors to judge. Well, for sure you wouldn't expect Gilhood to be still turning that much right there. But at the same time, I cannot blame him for anything. He did his corner, he left the space, did a good move, and then... That's so strange. That's really strange. I don't know how to call this. Fast, toxic, legal. That's the description of the incident again. Okay, let's then check the rank. +4. I'm happy to take that. Was there anything else that I wanted to check? I wanted to check. Actually, let's just quickly check it. The start again, and I want to see that P13 to P5. Oh no, P15 to P9 from Daniele. What is going on? I went back. Standings. Okay, let's check the standings first. Is this already counting off the worst round? I never understand this like this. It's supposedly user-friendly, but I have no idea what I'm looking at. Some of them did all 3 rounds. And somehow I'm P2 now. But overall, I'm P10. I guess all these guys are in lower splits. So effectively I am P2. I don't know. Let me just load the replay once more and see what happened. I also wanted to check where Michi finished, but actually he was P3, right? He was in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, if you guys are leaving already, thank you for watching and for the chat. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're not leaving yet, then let's enjoy some overtakes from the replay still. And then it's 3 days and we have VMS Pro final for the championship at Le Mans on Sunday evening. That's gonna be quite crazy. Here we go. So what were we looking at? Porsche. Daniele, how was the Porsche in Quali? I kind of expected it to be really good here in Quali. There is actually 2 Fords ahead. Fords ahead of Porsche. Ah, the classic around the outside into a better traction. And then the gap opened 4 wide, wow. Ooh, oh yeah. When I said 4 wide, I was like, okay, probably they survived, but then in hindsight, of course, you don't survive a 4 wide at a race start. You just don't. Wasn't too bad. Oh, and then the purple car went off. Who was that? In the dirty air. In the Lexus, yeah, that's never gonna work. He bumped Lind in the rear. Wait, that's so weird. Just kept it upshifted. Did Lind lift? Yeah, substantial lift. It's so difficult to make it flat. Very risky. Lind somehow survived with a track cut, but... the Porsche top speed. Non-existent. Oh. Dun. Well, fast, toxic, legal. What else did I want to check? Something happened with... the Aston that got up back to the leaders, right? And then got crashed. I'm gonna check the purple Ford. So I'm just wondering what happened here, because okay, that was just a clean overtake. Then he caught up with us. Aha, okay, this is the lap where funny things happened. Yeah. I'm driving behind, suddenly car gone, suddenly car back. Luckily he kept lifting. If you stay like that for the more than the timer, then yeah, then of course you get launched. Yeah, good call for him not to be super dangerous and rather lifting off. Right, and then okay, I'm from a Slavic country, but this surname scares me. Naskidashvili. Is that correct? Goes for it. Ah, okay, wasn't a lag. It was just brakes. ABS, and then the rear is unloaded, and yeah, it happens. And then waiting at the traffic cross section. What's the word? Die Kreuzung. Jerne Gibo collision. Yeah, indeed. It was Gibo at Interlagos. So 131.39. 131. Purple Ford. That's a purple Ford. Okay. Well, karma for the rear wing. It's just the classic case of trying to go around the outside and just misjudging the situation. Yeah, you left space, like you were still even on the curb when the contact happened, so... He felt like way more space should be given to him, but he was already having most of the track available to him, so I don't know. Around the outside without even great overlap, and then try to force it. Nah, that was just attempted murder. And then flat out into your rear left. Wait, what? Rear wing of Aston versus rear wing of Mustang. Mustang is built differently. Alright. Did he die? He didn't die, wow. Wow, that's a solid catch. Did he die later on? Pohon. Yeah. There is no way you survive without a rear wing. Which makes me remember good old iRacing again, where if you lose rear wing, you gain drag, and car rotates better, but it's still very stable. Did he survive Blanchimon? I laugh because not because I want to laugh at him, but because I've been in that situation in practice so much that I just know, like, because you drive, everything is fine, you kind of feel a bit of oversteer, but then it just instantly snaps. But in real life, of course, you're not going for like 240 without a rear wing ever, so yeah. Bang. Then the ABS doesn't want the slip to happen, but... Ow. Okay, he found a gap. Did the wheel spin around, and he made it. Fair play. He made it with car being enough in one piece to actually make... Yeah, and then you have this, the car doesn't want to stop, and then you smash the brake and you kind of still overshoot it a bit. Wait, what was that? He just put it to reverse and suddenly it accepted his positioning of the pit stop. Okay, anyway. Good effort. Right, well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you again for watching. For the likes, for the subs, for all the good stuff. Yeah, and 1 millimeter forward. Quite unfortunate. But I will be back on Sunday with VMS Pro. We will be going very fast around a sunny Le Mans for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And if I win, then I am not granted championship, but if Fabio Grigoletto is P3, then I am a champion. If he is P2, we will be tight on points, tight on wins, tight on second places, but he has one more third. So yeah, it's gonna be a crazy race. I hope Peugeot somehow works. It's gonna be hot, so hoping for the best. Till then, have a nice one. Good night, or good afternoon, good evening. Enjoy the rest of the week. See you. Bye bye.